Hey, Michael, what was the biggest difference in that second inning for you versus what you were able to do in the first and third?
Yeah, the second inning just kind of got away from me there. I was falling behind guys and getting in some bad counts there, and gave up a triple there to Severino. It was a hard hit ball, and then the walk, the hit by batter. It's just uncharacteristic and not very good performance out of me in that second inning. It was got to find a way to be a little bit more efficient, keep the pitch count down, and attack guys with my stuff in the zone. But other couple of innings, I felt like I was on top of my game. Firing up the strike zone, getting some swing and miss on changeups down. But yeah, that second inning, the walk to the 9-hole and then the hit by pitch is, just really what kind of pissed me off.
When you feel things going that way and when you lose that command and aren't able to fill up the zone like you want, is it obvious to you when you're sitting in between innings what mechanically went wrong, what you were doing wrong, or is it something that you're searching for at this point?
I could kind of feel it on myself. Felt like I was rushing just a little bit too much with the lower body instead of letting the arm just kind of do what it does and get out there in front and go to work. But no, those are conversations that Hefner has in between innings and talk to him. But it's something that I can definitely feel out there for sure.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Michael. You've faced Michael Conforto as an opponent. I think you've given up a couple hits off him. What makes him so difficult to face?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough hitter. He swings at pitches in the zone. He doesn't swing at very many balls. Doesn't chase out of the zone, which is, very key for good hitters. And then, his swing, his bat path, he's in the zone for a long time. And whenever you see those types of hitters, it's, you got to try to make your pitch. And even then, he's still got a good chance with where his bat path is going through the zone to still get a good piece of wood on it. And, he's tough out. You saw that today with how he was facing a pretty tough lefty there, and just a lot of hard contact, driving guys in, and he's a stud.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Mike Puma.
Michael, wondering what did you think of Peterson today, and did you have an idea that he might be asked to piggyback you there a little bit?
Petey just picked up right where he's been all season. He's been very good for us. Just goes out there and, gets the job done. I've been very impressed with his stuff and the way he carries himself around the clubhouse. He's a heck of a guy. And going into the game with the pitch count, I kind of figured that he would be piggybacking me there to answer your question.
Next question comes from Ed Coleman.
Hey, Michael. It seems like in each of your 4 starts, you've had an inning like that second one with clean innings around it. How frustrating has that been for you, and can you put your finger on what the problem is there?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every outing I've had, it's just like that one inning where it just kind of gets away with me, whether it's with 2 outs, like it has been in the past, or just a couple hits there, some walks, kind of just falling behind in counts. And, that's kind of what I've been trying to focus on, just filling up the strike zone, trying to get ahead of guys and with quality pitches, not just throwing it down the middle to get ahead of them, but filling it up with quality strikes and then, going to work after that. Whenever these guys get in those hitters counts, just gives the advantage to them. But, it's something I'm going to keep working on, keep on, watching film and, keep learning and, just keep getting after it for sure.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for your time this evening, Michael.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
question this evening comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey, Louis, what has Conforto been able to do this year to reach that next level that I think a lot of people thought he could get to?
Well, the consistency in his approach, I think it's led to it. I mean, he's bringing really good plans to the plate. I think him looking for a certain pitch and getting it and not missing it. I mean, it's happened several times, you know, and so far in the season. So it's some of that consistency is what leading to those results that you guys are seeing out there, regardless if he's facing a righty or a lefty. I think he's paying really close attention. He's preparing really well. You can hear him talking in the meetings when we're preparing for our offense, and he's preparing well. I mean, he's gathering information, he's bringing it to his own approach, and he's going out there just focusing on one things to do, and then he can go at bat to a bat and kind of like change it to for whatever's going on in the game.
You mentioned, whether it's righties or lefties with him, and this year specifically, he's really, having a great year against left-handed pitching. For you, I know you saw him in the minors when he was able to have success against both, but is there a noticeable difference in his at-bats against lefties this year versus what you saw a season ago?
Yeah, and it's just that, what I just mentioned. He looked for a pitch. He follows sequences, and he pays close attention. He talks to the other lefties on the team too, just to see what they're getting. He communicates what he got and what describes the pitch as well. These guys are pretty connected, and as far as like describing what they're what the pitch actions are doing out there and what they're getting. So he's one of those guys that who will get it. He'll pass it to the other guys, but he also wants to get some of that information, and he brings it to his approach one at bat to the other. So he's very consistent with that. I mean, the given ability of his swing, he's got such a clean swing, and a lot of barrel through the zone, and that's what happens. He can create power to the whole field. He hit one opposite field, and then he was a little bit out front today on a changeup, and he hit it off the wall in the down right field line. So his swing is pretty clean through the zone.
Next question comes from Mike Puma.
Louis, what did you think of Peterson's performance, and do you think he will remain kind of in this role as a piggyback?
He did well, really well. Got prepared after Wacha came out in the fourth. Threw well. Mixed pitches. Threw some quality pitches when he was behind in the count. Used a lot of secondary deep in the count. I mean, he mixed well. And same guy that as he was starting the game. I mean, I didn't see any difference in his rhythm. Moving forward with him, we want to keep him stretched out, and he's got the option or the probability that he might start, the next time around. So we're not there yet. We'll see what comes around, how he plays out in the upcoming days. I think he went really well today, just planning that if something would happen early, like it happened, we wouldn't banged up our bullpen again. And Petey step up, having a guy like Petey that's run the ball so well there. I said it before the end that it was a luxury, and he gave us 4 strong innings there, and we needed it. We needed it, and we have our starters lined up. We have G throwing tomorrow, and then it'll be Porcello Friday. So we'll see how he keeps going, and after that we can share if he's going to make his next starts or he'll be doing the same thing out of the pen for us.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Tim Healy.
How did you guys decide on Wacha over Peterson for the start today, as opposed to vice versa?
Well, both guys were stretched, at the same point. They both came off the IL. We know that they have a lot of right-handed batters there in the middle of the lineup that kind of like predominate there. And with Wacha there, we wanted to get that start of the game. And then if Wacha would have thrown, 6 innings or something, I don't think we would have seen David Peterson in there. But he, with Wacha probably not going the distance like it happened today, then David could have come in and give us the length that we needed and put us in a position to win the ball game as well. So, everything went accordingly to what we spoke about, previous this game. So, the Peter came in and did a good job. Wacha lost kind of like the sink a little bit, lost his command a little bit, and got his pitch count ramped up. He had a big stress inning in that second inning, and that's why he had to leave the game that early.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Rich Pitino.
Hey, Lily, just getting back to Michael Conforto. I mean, he's always been a pretty much a wall-to-wall hitter, but he's taken that to another level this year. You talk about how difficult he has become for opposing pitchers to pitch to.
Yeah, he's a great competitor. And he keeps things so light. That's just his personality. And I think that's one of the qualities of his person, I think it's the principal quality, his personality, that just make things easy for him as far as like keep getting better. I think last year, just being with him after not being with him since high A, that's the last time I managed him, and it was in 2015. Being with him in the clubhouse and just saw the maturity level and the difference, of his game preparation. He was climbing up the ladder in the minor leagues, and then seeing him last year, just his maturity and how he kept things light, his ability to communicate with others, and having that leader type of personality that he carries. I saw how he was getting prepared for the game and able to communicate what he was doing with the guys, and this year is even better than that. So I think by him having that personality, just makes things easier for him, moving along with that experience. He's getting more and more experience, playing every year, playing a lot of games, playing every day. He wants to be there every day. I mean, this guy is a warrior, and he played those 5 games the other day. He wanted to be there Monday, and I think some of you guys have mentioned or asked when he was going to get a day off, and all the moving parts, all the movement that he's had in games, and running after balls, crashing into walls, and running the bases and all that. We thought that was a good day to give it off to him. So he got it, and he responded well, actually, coming off of that day off.
Thanks, Louis.
Next question comes from Ed Coleman.
Hey, Louis. I know it wasn't high leverage, but that's your first look at Castro. What'd you think about him today?
Nasty. That was stuff was special. First pitch, I looked at the gun, just to see what the read was, and it was 98, and it looked so easy out of his hand. Like, then the slider that from the side, the movement it looks nasty. He's got a good blend of pitches. We spoke really well before the game. He told me immediately, I'll be available after from the 5th inning and on. So you need me in whatever situation, I'll be ready. So it's good to know that we have that kind of weapon out there, and that we got him his feet wet. I think he hadn't thrown in 5 days, so it's good that we got him in there for an inning and get his 3 outs, and he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Thanks. Next question comes from Disha Thozar.
Hey, Louis, just what surprised you about Peterson this year?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been great. I mean, since day one, his poise, his talent. I mean, his presentation. It's just a good blend of things, and you've seen it on the field. That's who he is off the field too, and he just carries himself and at one level. Doesn't get too high. Doesn't get too low on himself. He just prepares, and he wants to compete. He wants to go out there. He's ready. He's ready to go every time he's available. So. I'm glad that he, when we told him that he was going to be in the pen, he was like, yeah, I'm ready to go, and that's the way he did it. That's him off the field. He embraced it. He went like, yes, let's do it, and he got the ball, and he went and attacked when he came in the game and did the job for us to give us the length that we needed to get the win. As a team, and he got the win himself as well.
And then, what did you make of Frasier at the plate today?
A little bit up front. I mean, he was reaching. But he's going to have at bats like that, and he's going to have the at bats where he's going to make the adjustment. He's going to hit some homers, doubles for us. He's a clutch hitter. So good to have him out there. Good to have him at third. Made a nice play early for us, it's great that he's back here with us.
Thank you very much for your time, Luis.
Sure. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow.
Michael, your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Michael, last year, despite hitting 33 home runs and driving in 92, you kept talking about the feeling that you had more to give. There was more in the tank. Do you feel like the way you've played really since day one this season is the type of player that you always expected you would be?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, I felt like I left a lot of hits on the table last year. I've always felt like a guy that could, spray the ball around, be a tougher out. Just watching guys that I admire in the game, who are tough outs and who can do a lot of things when they're in the box. And, I felt like I was one of those players. And, I think it's something that I'm going to continue to do. I'm not going to be complacent with where I'm at. I'm going to continue to work. And, I'm sure at the end of this year, I'll be looking at something different. But, I think in this game, you just got to stay hungry. You got to stay humble and continue to work and try to make yourself better every single day.
What is the biggest difference specifically when you look at what you were hoping to accomplish and what you have to this point? When you talk about trying to be a tougher out, a more consistent player, what to you is that big difference from at bat to at bat this year versus in the past?
Well, I mean, I think part of it comes with experience, understanding what pitchers are trying to do, understanding your scouting report, the things that you do well, and understanding the situation. And I think, you can do your homework, like a lot of our guys do, as young players, and they're really good at it. But a lot of things just come with experience. And, coming into this year, I felt like I had a good idea of my identity as a hitter in the box, and, the guy that I wanted to be. And, so I think I'm just, I'm taking, smarter swings. I'm getting my pitch and not trying to do too much with it. Sometimes I'll go up there and I'll take my shot to hit a ball hard, and then it goes into battle mode where you're just trying to do something productive for the team. And I think that's a big difference there.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Michael, if you think back to early in your career when the Mets really wouldn't let you start against lefties, I remember distinctly, like, it was a big deal when you started a game against Bumgarner your second year. I'm sure that was frustrating for you. How much of maybe a motivating factor was it to improve against lefties, to be that guy who can play 150 plus games a year in a regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, that was motivating for sure. That was kind of one of my first moments of, okay, I understand why this guy does what he does and why he's so good, and this is the best of the best. Eye-opening for me for sure, but also motivating. And like I said before, it comes with experience. I mean, I was always told you're not going to hit lefties unless you're out there and you're seeing it, and you're finding the slot, you're finding where you want the ball to start, a pitch that's good to hit. And throughout the at bat, your sights change and your zone opens up a little bit, but it just comes with experience, and I think it's been a long road, but I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Dishep Doja.
Hey, Michael, just who are some of those hitters that you said you try to learn from that are tougher outs around the league?
Oh, I mean, I played against Anthony Rendon, 25 times a year, and he was a guy that I really admired. I really liked watching hit. always, in his legs, always letting the ball travel. You'd think a pitch is by him and he'd foul it off, or he'd shoot it down the line for a double, or he was one of the guys. And I can't think of anybody. I know there's a lot of them, but I'm always watching hitters around the league. I guess another guy that pops in my head is Freddie Freeman. From the left side, just a tough out, just a guy that you worry about in the lineup every time they come up. So that's the kind of guy that I feel like I can be.
Next question comes from Tim Healy.
Which of your 4 hits today was most satisfying?
I guess I got to go with the homer. I have to take the homer, but I did like the one to center field was a well executed swing, I guess, something that I've been working on, just staying on those breaking balls and hitting them to the big part of the field. So,
thank you.
Next question comes from Ed Coleman.
Hey, Mike, are you surprised at all that in such an inconsistent season with all the stoppages and everything that this has been your most consistent season?
I don't know if I'm surprised by it. I think I just kind of, I was able to put myself in a good spot to start this year. Had a lot of time with in the cage with Chile and some other hitting guys back in Arizona during the stoppage. And then, I guess the 5-day, break that we had was a little bit, kind of tough to deal with. But we jumped right back into it and we got back on track, and so that was good. So I think just, I'm just trying to keep things simple right now and continue to work on what I'm working on and, take it from there.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for your time this evening, Mike.